Hey y'all, welcome back to Mama Zodi Tarot. So as promised, we are doing this past life reading on Kendrick. I have my tea light cards, these little tea cards, and I just randomly, grabbed a few out of random spots within it. And this is the story that was told to start it off. And it's tea already, so I'm really ready to just jump right into it and not even waste any time. I know I heard I Love the Dough. That was on. And then after that, what was playing was Super Bass. So I'm thinking money and love, was two main focuses in this lifetime. Whether that was a good or a bad thing. And with that I Deserve It All song, okay, now Heart Part 6 is playing. Listen, I'm telling you, it's something. But, yeah, it's crazy how I just started to read it and now another one of his songs is playing. Y'all, I can't even make these things up. But what I'm seeing here, like I said, is Shell. And I know at the beginning of that song, I Deserve It All, he literally says of sound body and tranquility. Right? Something about sound mind and tranquility. I deserve it all. But that's what this is about. Peace. Okay? Tranquility. So that was on the top of the deck. It's also about protection. And I'm seeing the red boot behind it. So, listen. He was definitely... Ooh, this is talking. This is talking, y'all. This is talking. Shell with the red boot. That's like I said, protecting yourself from, those antics, that the lower kind of energy, that devilish stuff. Not giving yourself giving the devil a footstool in your life. But it's something about his light not being on. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing Soul Guardian in reverse. So it was something about him not following the guidance that he was being given. And definitely something about the community and his family and his roots. All right, so, oh, that's tea, but we got to come back to that. All right, we going to come back to this, I promise y'all. I promise we're going to get into it. Oh, my God. Music and Pitchfork. Oh, my God. And Key. Y'all, this is talking. This is talking. I'm so excited about how these cards are talking and how we have to get into this. But, all right, let's just start off with what it is that we have so far. So, what I pulled, right? I pulled Dark Man, literally the first card. So, he was a dark-skinned man. He was a black man is what we were seeing in this life. Listen, I seen March and I seen V come out. This is all about being victorious. But I noticed this also looks like the Aries symbol. So, March, I don't know if he was born in March or if March is when, that he had this victorious moment. When he experienced this and when everything came into be. But I'm definitely seeing March. But I'm also seeing Bat. And I'm seeing Cracked Up. So some of the people he was messing with weren't all they was, certain things in his life wasn't all they was cracked up to be. Things weren't what they seemed to be on the outside here. And he definitely had a lot of people working against him. Right? So that is what I'm seeing here to start it off. So I want to just really quickly ask a few questions. I did see on the bottom of the deck, what was that? I'm sorry, I have to switch this out. Oh, yeah, brilliant idea, clear path, bright future ahead. So there was definitely some sort of brilliant idea he had. But I am seeing feeling fragmented and cracked under pressure. Currents too strong, find solid ground. Learn from experience, always no longer work. So what that's telling me is that this whatever how this life ended, it didn't... Whatever sickness, whatever, health issues, whatever it was, it's like he crossed over into his next life still with those same feelings after he was to leave this life. And so it was like, yeah, you got to come back and you got to try this again. All right? Because somebody was left this earth still feeling fragmented, like they said, it was like they couldn't take, the current was too strong. It's given, they couldn't handle the pressure of whatever the situation. Kendrick Lamar in this life, so someone who couldn't handle the pressure of a situation, that they was put in that, seemed like it was on the up and up. All right. Yeah, I am seeing health. So it was something about something concerning his health, but also him being a healer. Yeah. Ooh, I'm seeing unrequited love and I'm seeing persecution and inquisition behind that. So that's what this was about. In this lifetime, he knew or felt that he would be persecuted, all right, for being a healer. He would be called he would be called a witch, or he would be called something negative. Whatever lifetime we're seeing here. I mean, I do see the Egypt card behind that, but I don't know if this is necessary. It's not giving me Egypt, but it is giving me desert. It is giving me somewhere, hot. It is giving me somewhere where Where's somewhere where they frequently often have droughts? A city like that, where it's like it doesn't rain a lot, it's a lot of droughts, things like that. Whatever that is. But yeah, either way, I'm really feeling like this was a time where it was not okay to just come out and say you was a sidekick. You would still be, I mean, shoot, you could still be heavily ridiculed and judged. People still heavily ridicule me and judge me for being a medium and being a sidekick. But at this time, no, it was some serious judgment. This was something that could get you killed out here is what it's given. Or, you know, but however it was, it's like he knew with this health card that his mission was to come back here and heal. That was a part of his contract. But there was some shame here. There was some fear, you know, not following his intended path with this soul guardian in reverse, not listening to his inner whisper, not listening to his soul. Yeah, with this universal hug in reverse, not embracing his calling, not embracing his mission here, his ancestors, and what it is that he was supposed to be doing. Ooh, I'm seeing cosmic alignment in reverse. Yeah, just completely out of alignment with what he was supposed to be doing. Ooh, embrace the change in reverse with spirit circle in reverse. Ooh. Listen, like I said with the back, his circle of friends, he was hanging around the wrong people, all right? So how are you supposed to elevate spiritually if you still hanging around people that's drinking, smoking, doing partying, doing drugs, doing stuff that you know you're not supposed to be doing, that's not the life you're supposed to be living, all right? But he was stubborn. He was not willing to switch things up and do what he was supposed to do, because I am seeing him as, you know, a lunar protector, meaning that his intuition, he had a deep connection with the moon. The moon was guiding him. It was really, really important for him to do that. This is all part of his soul contract. I know I'm just going all over the place, but hey, I'm just going to go with it. Yeah, I'm seeing deep healing in reverse. So that was the thing. You know, he wasn't willing to do the work that he was supposed to do. He wasn't on his path. He was supposed to be out here being a healer and healing others. And because he didn't follow whatever it is that he was supposed to do, he left with a lot of unfinished business. He left with a lot of loose ends. All right. A lot of resentment, a lot of feelings of regret, a lot of, you know, it's mental sickness, but it's giving me something of a physical ailment that he must have died from, some sort of physical ailment that he had. But either way, he wasn't out here doing what he was supposed to do. And with this unrequited love, it's giving it's giving Whitney. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. All right, whoever he was in love with, this person was out here dogging him. This person didn't feel the same way about him that he felt about them. There was an unrequited love situation. And when this card comes out, all right, this card is telling me about karma. This card is telling me about karmics. So this is telling me that the woman that he is the main love source in his life right now, or a lot of the women that he come across in his life are karmic women, right? They are karmic women to him. And yeah, just feel like deja vu. But a lot of the women that he's dealt with are karmic. He's known them from a past life. And doing that past life regression, I'm telling you, I know he found out about this stuff doing this past life regression. And I know that changed a lot for him, okay? So let's see if we can do some yes or no questions. Like I said, what I would like to know is about this health, okay? Was Kendrick supposed to be a healer? Yes, we got yes coming out. Uplift your spirits, easy to do light work. All right, he was a light worker. All right, it's coming out very literal here with the light work on the card, so I love that. He was intended and supposed to be a light worker. All right, he was supposed to be uplifting the community. He was supposed to be really out here healing, okay? He was supposed to be a medicine man, all right? That's the energy what this is giving me here, all right? So, did he do it is what I'm seeing. Okay, no. Deception in the dark, truths hidden. So, you know, he had a lot of people judging him, all right? That was throwing him off from his path and what it is that he was supposed to be doing here, all right? And so, you know, you had people telling him, look, you need to go after the success. You need to go after, you know, something else. There's something here about victory, and him being told to go one way as opposed to going the other way is what I'm picking up on here. All right. And then tell me about this unrequited love. Yeah, I'm seeing fitting it all in place. All right, coming together united. So what this is giving me is childhood. So this is somebody who he's known from childhood, or either way, there's a nostalgic element to it where he's felt like he's always known this person. And you know, this person is, you know, they feel like they were always meant to be with this person, right? It just made sense to them. Putting the pieces, you know, with the puzzle pieces fitting together, it just all felt like, you know, this was a union that he was supposed to be in. And it looked like he came back and he's indulging in it again in this life. So, yeah, that's really what I'm seeing here. Alrighty, so let's see if we can get some more on this back here, because that's really what I'm wanting to know now. This is really, really interesting. So, yeah, like I said, there was an overall dissatisfaction with life. Alrighty, so yeah, because I was about to ask, did he get to have a relationship with her? All right, so yeah, I'm seeing cut short, uphill battle, fighting for a lost cause. So I don't know if cut short is literally related to his health, where he had some sort of health issue that caused him to leave this earth sooner than what he was expected here. Is this what happened? Did Kendrick leave this earth sooner than he expected here? Yeah, I'm seeing, yes, resurrect old ideas, breathe new life into it. Exactly. So the idea was like, listen, you got another time. You'll be back. You got to come back here and you got to try this again. All right, because you didn't do this right. All right, big man was like, I sent you here on a mission. You were supposed to be out here healing the masses. All right, and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So you know what? I got to go ahead and bring you back up here, so we can go ahead and have a conversation, and then you can go back and try this again, all right? So with this resurrecting the old ideas and breathing new life into it, it's like this is the theme that he's constantly going through in his past lives, where he's not doing the right thing. He's supposed to be coming out here to be a healer and to be, you know, a sidekick and to be a mambo. All of these other things is what I'm hearing. Like, he's had so many different opportunities and incarnations to be some version of a healer, all right? And so because he's not getting it right, all right, this is why he's having to come back. This is with this resurrecting old ideas and breathing new life into it. He's constantly being given chances to come back and do it right. Do it the way that he is being asked to do it. All right. That's what I'm seeing here. I hope I didn't move this. I think I moved the camera. Let me see. Okay, everything still looks good. I can move this up a little bit so that way we got space for everything. All right, cool. Yeah, listen, I'm seeing angels. Angels was definitely because Egypt fell off the deck, and I'm seeing angels. So this is literally who he is. All right, and so it's giving fallen angel vibes, right? This is giving fallen angel, like fallen angel vibes. Okay, is what I'm getting here. Yeah, I'm seeing biblical, and I'm seeing scribe or writer. All right, so listen, this shit was written, all right? He was sent down here to be a scribe, okay? And what he was supposed to be doing with this art, all right, with his words, was he was supposed to be moving the masses with his words. He was supposed to be bringing them to the light, all right? He was supposed to be bringing people towards something more, towards, you know what I mean, a higher consciousness here, towards an understanding of the true meaning of God and the Holy Spirit. This is what he was supposed to be doing here, all right? That's why he was sent here. He says, yo, that I Deserve It All song is so significant, all right? That's literally why his ancestors sent him, okay? That's literally what he's supposed to be doing. So he better get it together, because, I mean, it's looking like he's going to get it together. I'm not going to say he's not going to get it together. From the last reading I just did with him, it says it's looking like he's on the up and up. There might have been, you know, some lots of self-sabotaging and spell work that was happening in the current life. But anyways, what I wanted to ask about was this bat. So was these enemies, these people that he couldn't trust, responsible? Yeah, I'm seeing blows up in your face, explosive combo, broken. So something that he thought was going to be victorious ended up blowing up in his face, all right? Something that he thought was going to leave him in the energy of being victorious blew up in his face, all right? It left him, he was dissatisfied with the way his life turned out. Tell me more about this bat here. Tell me more about these false friends and these enemies. Yeah, listen, I just heard Popcorn. With friends like this, who needs enemies? Yeah, listen, he might have been writing for some of these people, all right? With this feels right, good idea, align with your values. He might have been writing music for other people at this point. Just like helping other people out, helping them make their dreams a reality. Can I get, was that? Yeah, because I'm about to say, yeah, I'm telling you. It was like he felt like going down the route of spirituality, too many obstacles. All right? He knew that deep down that it felt right, this mission that he had, right, to be a healer, but too many obstacles. This is what he allowed to get in the way of him doing what it is that he was supposed to do. All right? He felt like this was too much work, okay? So, can we get some more here. Let's see about his personality. Yeah, I'm seeing child nature. All right. Very Gemini of him, right? Yeah, I'm seeing child nature on the top of the deck. So, this is somebody who was able to communicate with nature, communicate with the, with the herbs and with the plants and with the animals and the earth. Like, he was able to communicate with nature spirits, all right? And so the idea is that he had an authority to not be an abuser, right? With this childlike nature. So it's like there's a part of him that was very childish and didn't understand that he had a bigger commitment to, the universe, that he had a bigger commitment to, his community. It's a very heavy emphasis on his environment and the community and where he grew up and improving that, all right? Yeah, I'm seeing rebel in reverse. It was one of those situations where, he wasn't supposed to be out here as a rebel. That was not the energy, all right? But I feel like, there was a lot of peer pressure, all right? There was a lot of wanting to be cool, all right? And there was a lot of using the spirituality just to serve his own purpose here. What am I seeing here? It says challenges authority to affect social change. So this is what he was supposed to be doing, is bringing about social justice, bringing about social change through his music. All right. But it says reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. So this is what we had happening here, where if it wasn't aligning with what it is that he wanted, he wasn't doing it. Yeah, I'm seeing Avenger in reverse. So he was supposed to be out here. With this Avenger in reverse, it's like, when you find out that you got a purpose and you're supposed to be out here being righteous and you're supposed to be out here balancing the scales of justice and stuff. But it's like, instead, he kind of got into his shadow self. All right. And so when with this Avenger in reverse, it's like now you went from the hero to the villain, basically. You started out as somebody who was supposed to be avenging, right? You were supposed to be out here like a superhero. But with it coming out in reverse, it's like you went from a superhero to a super villain, right? That's what happened here. He allowed his anger to get the best of him, right? And so once he knew, hey, I got these gifts, I know I can use them for good, but at the same time, why can't I use them to promote my agenda? All right? Why can't I use them to get what it is that I want? So, there may have been some issues with him, being a mean person, being mean-spirited, being violent. I am seeing addict here. So, he was dealing with some addictions, all right? Dealing with some addictive behaviors. And on the light side, with the light side, it's one of those things where, okay, a lot of us have addictive tendencies, a lot of us have addictive patterns, but it's on the light side, you're able to be aware of that so that you can be in charge of it, right? I know that I'm slightly addicted to my intuition and being a psychic medium. So what do? I take intentional time to not do these things, right? I didn't record no videos yesterday because I know that I have to be intentional with making time just to be me and just be myself, right? But this is what he was struggling with, not overindulging in things, all right? So there was a lot of self-indulgence. There was a lot of overindulgence. There was a lot of addictive tendencies. And yeah, listen, I'm seeing Mystic in reverse with, listen, I can't make this up, with Child Divine. And he's known since he was a child that he was of the divine, okay? But with this Mystic in reverse, it's like an unwillingness to go down. He came out as the Mystic in reverse before, I believe so, with another reading that I did. But this is one of those situations where he was refusing to use his gifts for good, all right? He was like, you know what? I know I got these gifts and I know I'm supposed to be out here helping people, right, and healing people. But hey, occult practices don't only have to be used for good. All right, this is the situation here. And look, it says delusional rapport with the divine. Okay, so this is the energy that he was in. I'm telling you, and it's something that with the delusional rapport, it's like, look, King came out behind that. Remember, King and God came out in the other reading. So it's one of those situations where he became strictly in his ego self. He became too self-aware. He became hyper-aware. Once he realized that he had these gifts, you know what I'm saying? He started to overindulge. He became arrogant here. All right. He started to view himself as better than other people and started feeling that others were beneath him and below him. All right. And so he was no longer using his connection with the divine for good. Right. He became delusional. Right. He started to think that he could pretty much do anything here and they would support him in doing anything. And this was not the case. All right. He did not have unconditional support to come out here and do whatever it is that he wanted to do. All right. I am seeing Midas and Miser. So I'm telling you, there was an obsessive fear of losing his wealth. All right. He was hoarding a lot of money. All right. With this Midas and Midas in reverse, he was very, very stubborn with his money. Listen, I can't make this up. Not the shapeshifter, not the steady wearing a mask. He doing this shit in every life, huh? But I mean, this is the chance that he has to make it better. But I'm seeing on the listen, he wanted to. It was all about protecting his image. So he would project whatever image he needed to serve his agenda in that moment. Okay. But on the other side, he's very skilled. All right. You see how this is like the first floor, the second floor, the third, the fourth, the fifth levels of consciousness. This man was able to access higher levels of consciousness. All right. He was able to see and make potential out of anything. Okay. On this other deck. What is that? Because I know I saw something about money here. I know I saw something about money here. About hoarding money. I don't know why I'm not seeing it now. I thought I had a deck out, but I guess not. But I was pretty sure that I saw, oh yeah. I'm telling you, I was pretty sure that I saw something about him hoarding money. But I guess it's not here now. But anyways, yeah, with this shapeshifter, listen, this man hated gossip, all right? Hated gossip. And the reason why he hated gossip is because of this, because of him being a healer, all right? Because of, you know what I mean? Like I said, something happened with this, within the childhood, right? We had childlike nature and we also had child divine. So as a child, he could have been on his Dr. Doolittle, all right? He could have been out here playing with the animals, frolicking with them, talking to them. And there could have been a lot of gossip about who he was. And so you know what? To avoid a lot of that, to circumvent a lot of the talk, he just chose to wear a mask. He chose to be a false person, all right? This is what he chose to do, all right? This is one of those things, all right? I'm seeing thief. So he was out here, like I said, stealing people's ideas. We talked about this in the last reading. This is something he struggles with. Stealing money, all right? Stealing people's ideas, all right? Whatever he felt like he didn't have or whatever he felt like he was lacking, he was willing to steal it from someone. I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, here we go. Because I was like, I know I seen something. Here we go. Fear with success in reverse. There was a fear of failure. All right? There was a fear of failure that he had. It was win at all costs for him. He was refusing to take defeat. All right? With this acceptance in reverse. He was refusing to accept defeat. He would not take no for an answer. He was not about to be out here. Yeah, listen, he was patient. He was willing to put in whatever work he needed to get what it is that to be victorious, all right? Because like I said, there was some sort of unfulfillment that he had with life, and he was determined to turn it around. He was determined to become victorious, all right? And he didn't matter. He didn't matter. Listen, he felt like he didn't matter. That's what the issue was. I'm telling you, there was a lack of self-confidence and a lack of self-esteem here. I'm telling you guys, all right? But with this patience coming out, he was willing to be patient, all right? For things to come back in balance, all right? With this balance in reverse, to restore balance. But then again, you see with this patience and this balance in reverse, it's one of those situations where he was expecting his ancestors and his guides and all of these, the divine and God to be patient with him while he tried to restore balance, to get back in balance. This is like knowing you have a gift and saying, you know what, I'm going to lock this gift up. I'm going to put it, let's say your gift was a bottle of wine. You're going to take that bottle of wine, you're going to put it away, and you're not going to look at it for 15 years. And then 15 years later, when it's matured, is when you're going to come back and open it up and pop it. But then 15 years later, you go back and it's gone. The opportunity is gone. And throughout that 15 years, you never even got an opportunity to even have the success to want to open it. Okay, so this is what it is here. Somebody was thinking it had forever to get their life back on track and get it back in balance. All right, and because this person didn't have courage, because Kendrick was moving, he was afraid of adversity. All right, he didn't want to stand up against people and have to deal with the adversity and have to deal with the persecution and have to deal with people saying anything to him. He didn't have the courage to be able to handle it. All right, so what did he do? He said, I'm just gonna have to be somebody different. I'm just gonna have to change who I am. This is what he said. I was like, I'm just gonna have to not be this person. I'm gonna just have to change. That's what that is. And it's crazy. That's really, really crazy. Because look, I'm seeing God in student. This is what he is. A child of the Most High, all right? An angel. Like, this is really what this is given. That he is a fallen angel. He is one of God's, most treasured children is really what I'm hearing here, all right? And instead, he was getting into his God complex, right? He was way too much in his shadow self when he was supposed to be out here like a student. All right. He was supposed to forever be a student. Like, it's really giving master teacher life path 33 energy, where it's like, yeah, you've mastered, you have experienced some sort of mastery, but true mastery knows that means that you forever remain a student. And he was supposed to be out here teaching other people to walk this godly path. All right. He was supposed to be out here leading people. All right. Leading people. It's really giving, I don't care, you know, whether it's preacher vibes, however, he was supposed to be out here leading people. And instead, he was not. He wasn't alchemizing. He wasn't transmuting energy like he was supposed to be doing. Didn't I say? But I said it in the last reading. He gonna get into his alchemist bag in this life. But this is where he struggled. This was the issue that he had. All right. Misusing his power and misusing all the knowledge that he was gaining through these spiritual practices, out here acting like a fool. All right, this is what he was doing. He was in full energy, wanted all kind of new experiences, new things, all kind of just out here willy-nilly having fun. You feel what I'm saying? Not really worried about other people. All right, I'm seeing, look on the card, using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. So yeah, there was with this fool, he was in denial about what it is that he was supposed to be doing with this monk and nun and priest coming out in reverse and teacher. Listen. I can't make this up, y'all. I can't make this up. This man was in denial about the fact that he was supposed to be celibate. He wasn't supposed to be out here just, you know what I mean? He was supposed to be dedicating himself to the Lord and to a higher purpose. All right? This is what he was supposed to be doing out here. I mean, but I'm looking at this dark card, but now this kind of, now it's pulling me towards possibly Asian, because I mean, the person, even though it say dark man, look how the person on the card look. So, you know what I'm saying? This could have been the energy where he was supposed to be out here in monk energy. He was supposed to be completely dedicated only to the divine and to the Lord and nothing else here. And he refused to admit, he refused to accept his role. As a priest, this is who he is, a high priest. And as a teacher, a mentor, somebody who's supposed to be out here helping people, teaching people how to do what he do, teaching people how to live godly and live righteous. This is what the hell he was supposed to be out here doing. And instead, look, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. This is what he was doing with his music. There's a lot of destructive energy. Look, violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. This is what he was going through. All right. And he was supposed to be what? A visionary. He was supposed to be moving us forward. He was supposed to be bridging the gap. All right. Between the old and the new. This is what he was supposed to be doing here. This was the point of him having these musical gifts. Right? Was to sort of reframe old things that people used to talk about in a new way. He was supposed to be doing some modern day gospel. However, whatever time this was, it was supposed to be some sort of version of gospel music or whatever. That's whatever kind of art he was supposed to be doing. Or if he was some sort of priest or some spiritual leader, he was a charlatan. He was a false one. He was out here teaching people to be destructive. But I'm not picking up that that's exactly what he was doing. So I do want to see here what it is that he was doing. So let's go ahead and go over to this deck and see. Yeah, I did also want to say with this indecision in reverse, like it was one of those things where he literally had no problem making the decision. He just did it. He literally was like, you know what? I can't be this person. All right. Because I'm afraid of the ridicule. I'm afraid of the judgment. I'm worried. All right. It was too much worry, too much fear about what people were going to think about him, what people were going to say about him. All right. Yeah. And whether he could trust himself. There was a lot of him not really trusting in himself and trusting in the universe and trusting his ancestors and the guidance and what it is that they were trying to offer him. All right. I'm seeing beyond boundaries. They was trying to have him break free. They was trying to bring him to a new place. But I'm seeing that, somebody that he, a karmic feminine. All right. Okay. Thank you, spirit. Thank you. I'll be like, look, what is the reason why he went the wrong way? Tell me what happened. Look, we getting into it. Karmic feminine. All right. That he did not have peace when he was with this person, with serenity within coming out in reverse. All right. This person had him in a lot of drama, in a very chaotic energy. All right. This is what I'm picking up on here. A lot of chaos, a lot of drama. All right. So listen, I'm telling you right now, somebody came through and tried to mess with his stability, basically, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm seeing Dance of the Galaxy in reverse. He had no business intertwining and intermingling with this person. All right, doing a horizontal mambo and limbo and dancing in with this person. Okay, but what did he do? He entered into a divine contract with this person. He must have listen, nobody, you don't know, when you know somebody from a previous life, it's never just one. All right, so it's one of those things where this was somebody from his soul tribe. That's why he felt like he couldn't let go of this person. That's why it wasn't that easy. That's why it was easy for this person to take him down the wrong path and lead him astray, because there was some sort of divine contract, some sort of soul contract at play here with this person. But I'm seeing universal harmony and universal embrace in reverse. So again, this person took him off his path, the universal embrace in reverse. This person was not embracing the energy of the relationship and what it is that they were supposed to be doing together. All right, this person did not feel like they were harmonious. This person did not feel like they were meant to be. They did not feel like they belonged together. All right, because I'm hearing you belong with me. So somebody didn't feel like they belonged together. Somebody didn't feel like this was going to be balanced. All right, and at the same time, this is what this. This is what the energy was behind this. A lot of instability, a lot of chaos. Yeah, light of truth in reverse. There was a lot of lies. All right, a lot of lies. A lot of lies. Okay, and with this light of truth in reverse, would merge with the light and ripples of love in reverse. Listen, there was really no love here. All right, there was really no love here. This took him completely off of his spiritual path. All right, he was no longer a light worker. He was no longer of the light. He was no longer of the divine here after getting with this person. Yeah, I'm seeing beyond time in reverse. So this is my thing. Listen, with Gateway of Awakening in reverse, somebody was not able to move forward towards the path that they were supposed to be going to, all right? Because somebody was stuck somewhere that they were supposed to have already moved on from with this boundless horizon and sacred pathway in reverse, all right? So this was not supposed to last as long as it did, but this took Kendrick off from his path, all right? He was no longer, would seek the answers and Soul Alliance. He was... Listen, he was no longer searching for the truth. He was no longer on his path. He was more focused on this relationship, okay? This relationship became the key. It became everything to him, all right? Finding this person from his soul tribe, this was everything to him. Like, oh my God, I've known you. I know you. I know you. I know you. This is what he was so caught up and hooked up on, the fact that he knew this person. Yeah, I'm seeing trust the universe in reverse. And called the authenticity. So if this relationship didn't end on good terms, this has caused a lack of faith in the universe here. All right, this caused a lack of faith in the universe for Kendrick, because he felt like if I really was supposed to go down this path, then why couldn't I have this person? Not understanding that this person was not going to allow them to be their authentic self. This person was taking them off from their path, all right, was stopping them from doing what it is that they were supposed to do here. So if the life was ended early, if the life was ended, it was because he no longer was seeking the answers. He no longer was on his divine path, doing what it is that he was supposed to do, being a light worker. He was not following his call. His calling here. So that's what I'm seeing. All right. So, like I said, let's see if we can get some more on, I'm seeing empathy in reverse with pride. Listen, this person was in their ego self, all right? This person was supposed to be empathetic. This person was supposed to be caring. This person was supposed to be kind. All right. But something caused this person to become prideful. All right. I am seeing peace and envy here. All right. So something that he thought was going to be bringing him inner peace was there was a lot of underlying jealousy. There was a lot of underlying hate and a lot of underlying jealousy, envy, hate, okay, all that good stuff, all right? I am seeing yoga pretzel. So again, there's something about him meditating and being on his path is what he was supposed to be doing. He was supposed to have his head wrapped up in the spiritual stuff. He was supposed to be doing a lot of isolation. He was really supposed to be to himself a lot. He was not supposed to be like heavily in the public eye. It's not what I'm giving. He wasn't supposed to be no huge public figure like that with his head all wrapped up and screwed on wrong. If he was supposed to be in the light, it was supposed to be a priest, to be a teacher, okay? All right, so tell me more about why. Tell me more about why it is that Kendrick ended up going on a path he wasn't supposed to be doing. Yeah, I'm seeing social media junkie. So this is the thing. I don't think this is the time when we had social media, but it was too much of seeing what other people's doing and feeling like you're missing out. All right, feeling like you're missing out. Popularity is coming up here. Wanting to be popular, wanting to be the cool kid, all right? Wanting to be known, okay? Look, I can't make this up with this influencer wannabe, all right? He was more focused on being at the top. He was more focused on having some sort of influence, all right? He was more focused on being some sort of influential person than he cared about the message that he was actually putting out. It was one of those things where it was like, win at all costs, you understand? And that was the problem here. So give me more on where this went wrong. Give me more on where this went wrong. Yeah, I'm seeing, look, I'm seeing DIY disaster in reverse. I'm telling you, he tried to do some shit on his own. He tried to step out of the light here. He was no longer in his purpose. All right, he was no longer doing light work here. All right, and so because he tried to go the road alone, because he thought that he was bigger than the program, because he thought that he was bigger than his ancestors and bigger than the mission and what it is that he was supposed to be doing here, this is why he ended up in the situation. So what was the state of his life? Did it end early here? What was the state of his life? Like, did he live a lot? Because I'm really picking up that it ended. It ended. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing Grill Master coming out in reverse. All right, so what I'm picking up off of this Grill Master, listen. This really could have been that life. Because I don't know why with that Grill Master, I was picking up on instrument master, guitar master. So that's really killing me. But I mean, I did see, I am seeing an old man on the card. So we are seeing that he did reach that status. But I don't know, was he alone? That might be the situation here. That he might have, went up out of here alone. I'm seeing a cigar or a smoke on that card. Yeah, I'm seeing emoji overusing in reverse. So this person became almost like a recluse. A homebody is what I'm picking up here. Wasn't really outside, wasn't really connected with his emotions. With this emoji overused in reverse, it's like he hadn't really fully processed his emotions towards the time. Yeah, I'm seeing toilet paper hoarder in reverse. So yeah, listen, it's giving constipated, all right? It's giving a lot of pent up emotions and feelings. Excuse me, like I'm hearing he just didn't work through his shit. He didn't work through his shit. All right. He did not work through his shit here. But I want to know more about these friends. Please tell me with this back. Tell me more about these friends. Yeah, listen, I'm seeing Trend Chaser. So, he was dealing with a lot of clout hungry people that were all about, the hottest thing, being at the hottest new clubs, wearing the latest fashion and clothes. Like everything was about just looking the hottest and the coolest and following the trends and being kept up with the times. Tell me more about these freaking karmic friends that he had, please. Tell me more about these karmic friends. Yeah, I'm seeing conspiracy theorists. This is how they viewed him. They thought he was an oddball. They thought he was a weirdo because deep down, it would be the type of things that he would say. It would be the way that he would speak. He had a way of predicting the future. He had a way of saying things, and these things happened. Okay, this is what happens when you're a psychic. All right, behind my neck is getting hot. So he will have certain sensations and feelings in his body. This is what this was. He would have experienced these visceral reactions to things, and that's how he would know what was happening. But these people were looking at him, right, with the neck hot. This shit was, these people were bothered, all right? He was getting people hot and bothered. It was bothering them because the things he was saying would just be a little too accurate. So they'd be out here like, that nigga nuts. That nigga crazy. That nigga conspiracy theorist. He don't know what he's talking about. He this, that, and the third. All right? Yeah, passive-aggressive notes writer. Out here, being shady on the low, making a lot of sly comments, making a lot of funny comments. Oh, bro, I don't know, bro. You might not be okay. You sure you good, bro? You sure you don't need to be on some meds? You sure it's not like just really, really trying to be funny? You feel what I'm saying? Oh, I didn't mean to say it like that. I didn't mean it like that with this autocorrect victim. Just being real shady and funny towards him and then trying to act like they didn't mean it in no type of way. All right? Especially these masculines here. All right? Yeah, listen. His parents was judging him with this plant parent coming out in reverse. I don't know if he had any children or if and he didn't have a solid relationship with his children. If he did, give me more on this plant parent in reverse. Like, it's giving, gym rat in reverse. It's like, listen, his health. It was something about his health, right? With his health declining. Something about his health declining and him not really putting in the work with this gym rat in reverse. Him not really being able to work on something. So I'm trying to see here. Is this a relationship with his children that he was not able to work on? Yeah, I'm seeing foodie photographer. So again, I feel like this is all about what the I know people will be like, food, children are not food. All right, no, but we're talking about a family. We're talking about with this plant parent here. We're talking about abundance. And so somebody was left with this foodie photographer having to reminisce, looking at pictures. All right, that's all they had. It's giving like, let me sit here and look through this old photo album with all these pictures of me and my, my parents or whoever. But somebody was left just having to look at photos. All right, is what I'm seeing here. Yeah, I'm seeing an overwhelmed mom in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So I don't know if somebody lost their mom here. Yeah, with social battery drained and coffee addict. All right, I don't know what that is. So we're going to have to get more. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we're going to have to get some more cards with that. Because I am seeing flying monkey and abandonment in reverse. So somebody wanted someone to remain a fool and to never leave them. That was the energy here. Yeah, an earth angel in reverse. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we're going to have to see. I want to know. I got to grab my yes or no deck once again so that I can get back into asking some of these questions. And then I'm going to... Where's my yes or no deck? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. There's always something with me, y'all. I apologize. We're already at 40 minutes. This is crazy. And I still don't feel like I'm really came to the conclusion of where I want to be at. And I'm not doing a part 2 on this. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not doing no part 2 on this. Oh, here it is. It's right in front of my face, y'all. OMG. It's right in front of my face. All right, let's try to wrap this up in the next 10 minutes because I'm not doing a part 2 on this. So if y'all got extra questions, I don't know what to tell y'all. Hopefully, that's why I'm trying to get everything answered now so that way we don't even have to go there. All right, so... Did he get married? Did he have children? Like, was he able to see them? What was the state at the end of his life? All right, is what I want to know. So let's just give it one shuffle and we'll just read it from the top. All right, so was he married? Oh, I'm seeing no. Paths are closed now, locked out, do not enter. So this is somebody who, did not get married, who at the end of their life was not in a relationship. Did he have children? Yeah, I'm seeing yes. Budding star, first blush, bursting out the scene. So yeah. Oh my God. This is so cute. He was really, really excited and really, really happy. You know what I'm saying? To have this child. He knew this child was a star. He knew this child was gonna be somebody big, somebody important. Okay, I'm loving that. All right, so did he have a relationship with this child at the end of his life? I'm seeing yes. Connect to new possibilities, transition smoothly. Alrighty, so yeah, he transitioned smoothly with the help of his child. Did he have more than one child? Yeah, I'm seeing yes. True North Node found a direction. So by the end of his life, it's like by the end of this life, he actually did realize what he wanted to do, and was figuring how he was going to go towards his North Node in the next life, is what I'm seeing. Did he have more than one children? Okay, no. So, yeah, danger lurks, best to retreat. He just had the one child, is what I'm seeing here. And from what I'm seeing, look, I see the runner in reverse. So somebody was a runner. I'm guessing it was the woman here that... whatever the situation is. But like I said, somebody was out here like, please don't leave. All right. With this, somebody was like, do not abandon me. And with this flying monkey in reverse, they're like, I don't want to be a fool. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a player no more. But I also don't want to lose this woman, right? I don't want to be abandoned by this earth angel. But it's looking like there might not even be another woman here. All right. It's looking like it might just be his daughter. So, let's see. All right, with this child in reverse in the community, it's like, yeah. With abuse. All right, so basically, it's one of those situations where I'm feeling like he didn't want his daughter to feel, you know what I'm saying, left out in the cold and not loved and not wanted. Tell me more about this, please. Give me more on this child in reverse, please. Who is this child in reverse? I'm sure it's really giving me that it was his child. I don't know if it was a son here that he had. But with it coming out in reverse, this card, I noticed that the child has tears coming out of their eyes, right? But with it in reverse, it's like he didn't want his daughter to be suffering any kind of abuse all right, at the hands of the community or anybody that she could possibly date, all right. He didn't want her to not have peace or not, you know, he wanted to make sure that he left the relationship on a good note, all right. Yeah, I'm seeing love, offer, and change. So he was basically telling his daughter, like, don't change yourself. Don't ever be anybody different just for the sake of happiness. Don't change who you are. You know what I mean? That's what it's giving. It feels like it was a daughter, and he was telling her, like, you're a beautiful person. And you know what I mean? If somebody comes along and tells you to be somebody different just so that you can get love, you don't do it. You don't do it. You don't change yourself just for love. This is the lesson that he learned, okay, from being with this woman. It's given. He was with Whitney in a past life. All right, y'all. They had a child together. They had this one child, and even though in the end he wasn't with her, he was still able to have a beautiful, smooth transition of the relationship with his daughter and let her know, listen, this is, if it's nothing else I learned in this life, right? Because look, dissatisfaction. This is how he ended, with that dissatisfaction at the end of his life. So he's saying, look, you don't never change yourself just for the sake of having love, just for the sake of having opportunities, just for the sake of having things and having people in your life. All right. All right. And I'm seeing evil eye in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Stay away from, you know, deception is basically what he was saying, because you never know. You never know who out here dislikes you, or who has jealousy for you, or who don't want you, or who might be trying to trick you up out of your spot. All right. That was the lesson here. Give me more on anything else that he was telling his daughter by the end of this lifetime. Can we know more anything about? Yeah, I'm seeing Ice Queen, travel, and actual money. So he's realizing, like, a lot of these women that he was dealing with, that's crazy. Damn, look at her. Look how this Ice Queen said, you know what, I'm still coming back into this next life, looking for this man money. Still. She's like, she ain't had enough. But it's all right, because in this lifetime, he about to fix that up, and he about to close out that cycle with her karmic ass. Because this is the situation. All right? This is the situation where it's like, you don't change, all right, for no money. Don't change for no relationship. Don't change who you are, is what he's telling his daughter. But he's also saying your mom was a bitch. Excuse my language. Your mom was out here, you know, for the community, and she only wanted me for my money. She didn't really want a genuine relationship with me, okay? The relationship, the foundation of it was built on lies, with trusted in reverse at the bottom of the deck. There was no trust, all right? This was lies here. Is there anything else that he was telling his daughter here? This is given, like, right before, you know, the last couple days or weeks or months. Like, yeah, listen, I'm seeing conflict with illusions. This is the energy that he was in. All right, this is what he's telling his daughter, the energy that he was left in, right? Where he was constantly having to fight over this woman, constantly in arguments, all right, constantly in an energy of confusion and illusion, mental turmoil and anguish. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing expectation and thief in reverse. He never expected this from her. All right, he never expected that this is what that she was going to try to steal his joy, and she was going to try to steal his peace and steal his happiness and take everything from him. All right. There was a lot of illusions again, right? So he didn't see it coming. He didn't see this coming. It's basically what's being said here. Like, he didn't see this coming. All right. Yeah. Listen. That's crazy. That's crazy. And he was out here hoping that his daughter would get some real love too. Right? And that the ancestors would have mercy on her and send her real love. You know what I mean? At some point down the line. That was his concern. If down the line with his ancestors send him a real love, or send, you know, his daughter a real love, as long as she remained faithful and as long as she remained dedicated. Right? He was basically using this as a cautionary tale to tell her, like, don't be like me. You're not bigger than the program. You got to listen to your ancestors out here. They'll send you, you know what I mean, the person that's for you, or at least that's what he was concerned and hoping that they would, and having faith that they would. And this could have been what she was asking her dad about. Like, Dad, do you think I will find somebody real, somebody to share my love with, right? Somebody who's, you know, don't got no entity attachment. I see soulmate right behind that. Somebody who's intuitive. Okay? So this is the thing. He's basically saying, look, had I not got myself in all of these different attachments and give the devil a footstool in my life and doing stuff I had no business doing, then I wouldn't have been in this energy. I could have had a soulmate, right? I could have been in my purpose, all right? Following my intuition, being a healer out here. I wouldn't be dealing with some chick that still got animosity towards me to this day. All right? I wouldn't be going through this divorce and these legal situations and chaos and all of the stuff that I was going through. All right? He shouldn't have went towards no woman that was low-key envious towards him. All right? So, who was, just concerned about his money. This is what it took for him to mature, to free himself, free his mind, and to realize these things. All right? To break himself free and free himself from these thoughts. Right? These unhealthy thoughts. There's a lot of unhealthy thoughts here. All right? And he didn't realize that this had something to do with this Jezebel, this karmic feminine in reverse. Divine masculine. Well, I was about to say divine masculine and karmic feminine. Well, she was a karmic feminine, but this divine feminine in reverse who was, look, obsessed. Wow, child, I'm about to leave it right there. Because like I said, this was all about him protecting himself from the devil, right? And not giving the devil the footstool in his life. But because he chose to turn off his spiritual light, right? Because he chose to not be of the divine. Because he chose to not focus on his ancestors and his roots and what it is that he was supposed to be doing, okay? And all right, and putting out the proper music that he was supposed to be, using his gifts and his instrument to preach love and the things that he was supposed to be doing, and he giving the devil a footstool in his life, going towards shit that he didn't have no business doing, making the devil's music, all right, was the key to his failure is what I'm seeing. Was the key to things, was the key to him forever having to work on things with his life, forever having to do repair work, all right, forever having to climb out of a hole, all right? Forever feeling like, damn, I'm just working. Workaholic. Remember, there was a fear of failure here. So there's a lot about him not being sure which move to make, not wanting to make the wrong move, not wanting to take a wrong step. But he took the wrong step into something that he had no business doing out of fear, okay? Listen, because of this woman. When this woman walked into his life, this is when everything went downhill. Do you understand? This is about gifts. He lost his gifts when he got with this woman. This is literally the energy. This is what happened, all right? He lost his connection. Ancestors, bone of his bone, blood of his blood. He lost his connection, all right? He might have even stopped messing with his family, stopped talking to his family, all right? With this moon. It's like he wasn't connected with his intuition. He wasn't paying attention, right? But I'm saying he used his gifts to climb that ladder, though. He used his gifts to with that, the stump fell off, but it was coming out in reverse. He used that to try to climb the ladder, but what happened? He erupted. He came through. Yeah, he got his flowers. All right. But there was something about his protection. Yeah. Something about his connection. His protection and his connection with his ancestors. All right. And with this spider in reverse, I don't know if he started losing money. Oh, okay. He had grubby hands around him. Somebody that was out here trying to become intertwined, right? I think of a web when I see this spider. Become intertwined with his finances, all right? And they had their grubby hands all over it. He might not even have been aware that this person was backstabbing him. Listen. And like I said, he had a child with this person. And this is when things started to go downhill. He was unprotected. The child might have been unprotected. Lots of storms, all right? Lots of moving around. I don't know why, but this seemed like the child had to move around a lot in the childhood. But yeah, listen, I'm telling you, he was unaware. He had no knowledge about this sneaky individual. All right, with this book in reverse. He had no knowledge about this sneaky person that he was dealing with. All right, with this lighthouse. And I'm telling you, it's like he was being shown with this lighthouse and this owl. That was his ancestors being them wise ones trying to make him aware that somebody was going to be his downfall. Somebody was going to be the reason why he wasn't able to leave behind a legacy. All right? And he needed to get away from them. Fast, quick, and in a hurry. He needed to run. Because I'm telling you, he was not protected when he was dealing with this person. He was not doing healing work. He was not on his path, okay? Yeah, this person was, listen, I'm going to just leave it right there. Either way, it was no good. All right? And this person was worried about, look, and I'm seeing Saturn in reverse with boy. So it's like, child, somebody didn't have a father. Somebody that he grew up without a father. You feel what I'm saying? Or there was a strained relationship in the childhood with his father. You understand? And so this is just crazy. All right, I ain't even gonna lie. All right, after that, we got the puppet. So it's like not wanting to be controlled, not wanting to feel like anybody else was telling him what to do, especially when it comes to, his finances and how he makes his finances. Somebody telling him dim his light and not to shine. All right, with this diamond coming out in reverse. Somebody telling him, listen, you don't got the antidote. You're not supposed to be out here. I'm telling you, this is what a lot of this was about. People dimming his light and making him feel like he wasn't a healer. All right, and this is where he ended up. In the arms of not an angel, all right? He became a fallen angel. He had his arms into some he had no business being into, okay? This is what we have here. I'm seeing regret at the top of this deck. All right, regret, a lot of regret over sabotaging his letting people sabotage his plans. All right, a lot of regret over allowing himself, his ego, and other people to come in between his purpose, all right, his mission and what it is that he was supposed to do, okay? This is what he's realizing. Reconnection in reverse. Not everybody belongs in his life. Not everybody is meant to, rekindle a relationship with. I don't care if you knew somebody from the past 10 lifetimes. That doesn't mean that you're supposed to be with them in this one. All right. And this is the lesson. All right. To stay away from chaos. All right. And watch who you give your love to. All right. And stay away from chaotic and dramatic loves that, don't bring you peace. All right. That's what I'm seeing here. Yeah, I'm seeing revenge in reverse. So it's like he might not have even known that somebody was out here looking for revenge. All right. Somebody was out here trying to purposely. It's like he misjudged the situation where he thought that this was his soulmate. Bro, this woman was coming back to get some revenge, was coming back to get some retribution. All right. With this journey in reverse, I'm hearing it ain't over. It ain't over. All right, so it is. She felt like it wasn't over, and clearly it's not, because she done came back in this lifetime to mess with him again. All right. Again, it's all about trying to get him to, trust her, and then using that to leverage that to get things out of him and get whatever it is that she feel like she could get out of him. She is in the energy of, because envy came out in a couple of these different decks. She is in the energy of also being good at being a shapeshifter here. All right. Also being really good at wearing a mask and portraying a certain image, and so. He didn't see the envy. He wasn't able to see the jealousy, the hate, not from his friends, not from his partner. All right. He didn't see the desperation. All right. He didn't see that somebody was clout chasing, somebody was money hungry, and somebody was trying to use him. All right. I'm in a bind and don't know what to do. I may be acting irrationally. And that could have been the energy of him, where he was so desperate to have this person in his life that he was willing to act out of character just to have a relationship with this person. All right. And that is what the issue was here with this brag in reverse. He was no longer doing what he was supposed to do. She wasn't somebody he could brag on, but he stopped bragging on God. That's what I'm giving. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I was about to say giving. Yeah, he stopped giving the Lord his flowers. All right. He stopped giving God his flowers with growth in reverse. He lost his way. All right. Because somebody was like, you don't need to be doing this. All right. You don't need to be doing this. Say goodbye to all that shit. All right. And I guess he never expected to have to say goodbye. He never expected that. This was gonna stunt him, or that he would ever have to move forward from this person. Yeah, and I'm sorry, but it's really one of those things where he's realizing in his life that he has to grow. All right, he cannot resist this change and this growth. He has to say goodbye, even though it might hurt. He has to say goodbye to Whitney because this cycle has ended. It's closed, and yeah, he's got to start looking towards the future. All right, so I am going to leave that right there, because if I pick up another card, child, I'm just going to keep getting into it. Look. Eight of Wands on the top of that deck. He better get away. He better get away fast, okay? Look, y'all, I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. All right? He moved fast and entered into a relationship with somebody, right? And he was supposed to be working on himself. He was supposed to be spreading his light to the world, all right? With his father's sins. Out here, it's giving deacon, it's giving preacher. He's supposed to be out here spreading his gift. But look. This is the Lover's card in reverse, this coupling card. This relationship is what took him off track, okay? This was his downfall, all right? Remember, super bass came out. So it's like it was something about this woman. You got that super bass, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's that super bass. So it was something about her being amused to him and him being able to, make some sort of music. I'm seeing Big Mama, so his mama could have told him, you know what I mean, that it wasn't going to work out. Or look, Big Mama, this could have been that when they was in a relationship. He could have liked the way she cooked, and that's exactly probably why she was using that to keep him unprotected. Yeah. Okay? with this, what is that? 9 of coins in reverse. Keeping him all up in his head. Keeping him unprotected out here. All right? This man was out here unprotected because she was like, you not finna leave me alone. You see how this woman is? A cat lady. She like, I refuse. I refuse. Big mama, refuse. All right? And what's so crazy is this could have been the energy of his mother, where his mother was trying to warn him. Like, yo, shorty ain't of the bloodline. She not of the divine. You have no business messing with her. Because there's a lot of underlying energy about the community and the family here. Especially when I was shuffling the decks, I was seeing a lot about the community and the family. So it's like his family members could have been telling him, yo, what are you doing? You ain't got no business, all right? With this 10 of Cups in reverse, you need to watch the people you hang around, all right? It's not always about partying and hanging out and having fun and spending money all willy-nilly. Okay, look, didn't I say spell work was done here? Listen, I'm going to just go ahead and leave it. Either way, she said you need to put an end to this. All right, this is my spell work card, but I ain't going to go too far into it. Mama was trying to let him know, you out here messing with somebody that's doing some shit to you, and that I'm telling you this ain't going to work out. All right, with this 10 of Cups in reverse, this is not a good foundation. All right, and this is not the energy that you need to be in. All right, you don't know about this woman. Yeah. All right, with this daughter, with this Queen of Cups in reverse, you don't know about this Ice Queen. All right, you think you know her, but you really don't know about this Ice Queen. This Ice Queen got something more than you even could be prepared for. All right, this is literally the Ice Queen card. This is the Queen of Cups. Right, that's like watery emotions. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces coming out of reverse. So that's the Ice Queen. All right. And I don't know. I guess he didn't know he was dealing with an Ice Queen. Like, yeah, listen, I'm seeing the Knight of Cups. Listen, this man was all about making this girl a romantic proposal and falling in love. And something about his inner child, I'm telling you, and he knew this woman from a past life. And that's what it was about. But he wasn't thinking clearly. He wasn't thinking with his head. All right? His head, his mental was being messed with. Every night that he was eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Listen, let me go ahead and leave it alone. Listen, because look what she was doing. Look what she was doing. Queen of Swords. Listen, I'm gonna end the reading right here. Because now it's bringing me back to what my mentor be saying. Listen, you see a Queen of Swords come up in a reading, dead that. Dead that. You don't want to mess with no Queen of Swords. All right? And let's talk about it, because I'm a Queen of Swords out here, all right? That's my archetype, technically. That's my archetype with me being a Libra. That's the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That's somebody who is sharp, all right, with their mind, with their words, with their ability to, you know what I'm saying? Listen, create endings, all right? Create endings, create disruptions, create distractions, create just destructive energy, all right? With this arrow, listen, I'm telling you, he didn't even know. He thought this was divinely guided with, excuse me, let me put the comment over top the arrow. He thought this was divinely guided, that this was heaven sent, all right? Because I'm hearing heaven sent from heaven. But he didn't know. He didn't know that he was being watched and that his ancestors was displeased. Do you hear me? Displeased. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave it right there. This was the past life reading on Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, but listen, I'm telling you, this woman was trying to make it seem like he needed to stay at home all the time so he could be there with his child. Because, like I said, I'm seeing that they did have one child together. But Shorty was a chatty Cathy. She talked too much. She loved being on the phone. And with this Netflix and chill in reverse, listen, she was always spending his money. All right? Always spending his money. And he was always out here being siphoned off of. I'm telling you. Always out here having to take this girl out to extravagant dinners and things like that. And then she wasn't even wanting to go to bed. She didn't even want to sleep with him. Like, I'm just saying, this girl is all over the place. This Whitney girl, I'm telling you, she's all over the place. And it's coming out like that in all of these different readings. It's giving me the energy of, yeah, she's karmic. Like, they both do certain things to go, oh, shit. I just got the song. What is it called? We Go Together, We Grow Together. It's a song that Kendrick Lamar did with this girl. And he, F you, nigga. F you. That song, that's their relationship. That's their relationship right there. And oh my God, that is so crazy. So yeah, that's what I have for y'all. I hope that it was entertaining. I hope that y'all got, some clarity and some things, that y'all might have wanted to know about Kendrick Lamar. I love you guys, and I'm going to see y'all on the next video. I think what I'm going to do next is possibly a past life reading on Andre 3000. He's definitely on the list. I'm also wanting to look into Swiss Keys. Listen, Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys, if they had a past life relationship, because I think I do think they look alike, and I think there's something to that and something that's going on with them. And also Natalie Nunn, because I firmly believe that that woman is a reincarnation of somebody. I just don't know who. So I would love to look into it and figure it out. So yeah, y'all let me know how this resonates, which I think, and which I want to see next. Here we go again. I just looked at my phone to see what song was playing, and it was Biggie. I got a story to tell. So listen, that's what he was supposed to be out here doing. But a lot of them was not doing it in the way they were supposed to. But anyways, let me stop doing that. I got to remember to tell y'all about the songs that's playing while I do the video. Like I said, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Rarely do I do a reading and feel like something is missing. So, if, for entertainment purposes only, of course, per usual, my psychic downloads my opinions. But I just felt like something was off and I had to go back to it. And I feel like that made more sense and completed everything. So, yeah. All right, y'all. I know I said that I was done, but I was watching back the video and I realized that I missed something. And this happens. So I'm going to make sure that from now on, I move a little bit slower because I think I'm moving too fast through the video and that's why I'm missing things. So remember, we had overwhelmed mom come out in reverse. Right? We also had somebody who, changed, right? Someone was upset about someone changing. An earth angel was in reverse as well as a divine feminine. This all gave me the energy of the same person. We have the child, right? And we have this ice queen. The ice queen really does fit in here, right? Love, offer, travel, actual money. That's what I'm putting together. So remember I was saying that this could have been Kendrick talking to the child, right? I'm also now thinking this divine feminine reverse is earth angel reverse. This is Kendrick Lamar. He's the feminine, right? So she wasn't speaking to her dad. She was speaking to her mom. So I think that's the part that I was missing. I think that's the piece that I was missing here because I feel like the Ice Queen, when I saw Ice Queen, I was thinking about Ice Queen from the Kendrick Lamar and SZA Friendship video, but this is not the same. This is the past life. So this Ice Queen was actually him, right? So he was the feminine that was rejecting her love offer with this love offer and travel, right? And focusing on his money, but as a feminine. So Kendrick, as a she, was the Ice Queen who didn't take the love offer and decided to get away and focus on their money, right? So with this faith and concern and distant future, ancestors and real love, this is actually also given that he, not he, but she was concerned about whether the ancestors will be sending her a real love, in the future before she leaves this earth. Okay, would she get to experience a real, genuine love before she becomes an ancestor, okay? And so this conflict, illusion, entity, attachment, and thief in reverse, this is the masculine, which is Whitney, who was upset over the fact that she was the one left, confused and deluded, all right, out here, knick-knack, paddywhack. I don't know why I heard that, but just losing her mind, all crazy and out of whack with an entity attachment, mad because she couldn't siphon his energy and his money, siphon her energy and her money anymore, in this case, because Kendrick was a she. So that is what I'm thinking that I really saw here. And this overwhelmed mom in reverse was actually her. Remember, there was just one child. So, yeah, I'm picking up that, Kendrick had to leave behind this child at an early age. And that's why this child came out in reverse. So I'm going to try to see if this could confirm that. And if so, and, good thing I thought about it and came back to it. Alright, so confirm this for me. If this divine feminine in reverse is Kendrick. Because with this change in reverse, it's like he was unable to restore, and get back into divine feminine energy, get back into earth angel energy. That's really what I'm seeing here. So let's see. I'm seeing not ready to get started. Plans are not fully formed. The cards are falling. Cannot break the ice, chilly reception, bleak. So I'm getting no's. Okay, so Kendrick was the masculine. But I'm getting no, but I'm not picking up on no. Losing part of yourself, missing pieces, going away, yeah. It's like he was chipping away at himself. But was Kendrick a woman? Is what I'm asking. Okay, yes. Because I'm like, do y'all not understand? This is the real deal. Your efforts bear fruit. Okay, so maybe I wasn't phrasing the question properly by saying, was he the feminine? So, yeah, he was the woman here. All right, that is what I'm seeing here. And I'm still sure for certain that he had a child, but did his life come to an end early because that grill master did come out. Burning through money, poor investment, broke. Yeah, that grill master came out in reverse, actually. So, did Kendrick, as this woman, did this woman die young? Listen, it's coming out sideways, but more, yes. Rising to the challenge, floating in air, advance, yeah. All right, she advanced to heaven. All right, there was a balloon release for her. Okay. And was she on good terms with this child? Was she on good terms with this child? At the end of her life, was she on good terms with this child? Listen, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to just go with the bottom of the deck. Yes, the best medicine, getting the real scoop. So, yeah, they got to have a lot of good conversation. This is really the healing that he needed, was to have this child and have this time with this child and, you know, really see what life was really supposed to be about and what he was really supposed to be doing. So, yeah, I'm going to add this in because that was the piece that I feel like was missing to really complete this reading and make it make sense. Because I'm just like, something is missing. Kendrick was the feminine. Whitney was the masculine. So, life ended early. And we did see addictions come out. So, that could have been definitely. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and ask that really quick. Was addiction the cause of this death? Was addiction cause of? Yes. Walk before you run, fresh outlook, baby steps. Oh, so the child might have only been like a toddler, not even that old when she passed away, when Kendrick passed away in his life. But yeah, he at least got to see his baby's first steps, you know. Said I was beautiful. But definitely getting himself into something that he shouldn't have been. All right, the lesson was crawl before you walk. All right, crawl before you run. So, let me put that in there, and I'll leave it at that.